my favorite, Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. So I can remember planning, building my whole world around you. I can remember hoping. Oh God, I love Teddy Bear. It's Coach Island. We were in his health class. Me and LaTanya Joshua was sitting there. We were talking. I said, you know, Rodney was going to take me down to the Teddy Pendergrass concert, right? Because it was in Denver. He's coming to Denver. And she said, Tanya, Earl, you crazy. Because I was sitting there and I said, well, you know, they say the women take their bras off and throw them up on stage at him and shit. And he can't take care of them all. I figured I might. I was like, Earl, you crazy. I was like, it's a Teddy Pendergrass concert. And Coach Island's cracking up. All good teachers and coaches are like that. They'll sit there and hear the conversation because these kids are great. They need to write scripts about these kids. They're funny. Most good teachers and coaches, Mr. Porter, Coach Island, Coach Allen, Coach Kaforis, Mrs. Klinger. I can't remember the name. I do have my yearbook. I will go get the name of my Spanish teacher. Well, I still have that yearbook. I didn't give it to Peggy Pettis. She didn't go to Deer Valley. I heard to still have the Deer Valley one. Well, you guys know who Kathleen Bate is? Okay, she was the cheerleader. No, Kathleen was not a bad person. Okay? You know how they get into groups and people are snotty and all that? Kathleen, I never caught Kathleen looking at people sideways, talking shit about them. I never caught her being a bad person. You know, so I was like, and then I saw her and it was, okay, she went to school with us. I remember her. Nobody talked to me. Everybody was scared of me. I was a drug dealer that killed people. I was scarier than James Spader ever thought about being. What's his name? Wayne Kendall, assistant principal and basketball coach who coached Brad Lohaus and knows NBA talent when he sees it. And I was like, you lying ass motherfucker. You went and got the goddamn science teacher to say I was getting a C instead of a D or an F to get me on the team. And then when all the gossip started about me being a hooligan and being James Spader, you know, pimping Bob for his drug habit and selling them to my own sister to throw off the cops. When white people sell drugs, they are evil. Okay? They knew I was German. Evil. Not quasi-evil. I was Belgian waffle evil. Damn Belgians. My mother's body formed a cocoon around me, and then I came up and became the worst drug dealer in the history of the Valley of the Sun. Right? Yeah, I have that reputation. Yeah. The most ruthless, scary drug dealer in the history of North. Was it West Phoenix? North. Up near Carefree Highway. Let me slip away on you. Right? Everybody, that's a good tune. Carefree Highway is not as pretty as you think it is in the song. No, he was on his way from Flagstaff down to Carefree Highway, and Carefree Highway's all right. It's way prettier up at Oak Creek Canyon. Oh, desert lovers can say that, but they're full of shit. Oak Creek Canyon's one of the best drives from Phoenix, from Flagstaff all the way down to Phoenix. You have to take it. We always took the highway up, but on the way back, we came and went to Dairy Queen. Everybody else go to Dairy Queen, Oak Creek Canyon. Yeah, we took John Delay there. She goes, this is so cool. It's so pretty. I did not expect this out of Arizona. She's from Philly. She was like, I didn't know they had places like this in Arizona. Yeah, we had to take her up to Flagstaff and show her, no, look. Like I explained to Eric Hebb, you know, you're going to go back to that flat desert. I said, man, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, in Arizona, we refer to them as a hill. Okay? We have San Francisco be 12,000 feet, right? Mostly, well, yeah, Arizona, New Mexico, the Blue Ridge Mountains are a hill. There's a bunch of pretty hills over there. They're the Blue Ridge. And there's the Oregon Mountains, and there's, you know, Sierra Blanca. And so, there's Mount Whitney. There's Wheeler and Whitney. And I forget, Wheeler, Whitney. One is in Mexico, one's California. And I always get them mixed up. Mount Wheeler, Mount Whitney. Which one's which? Google. Hey Google, which one's which? Whitney or Wheeler, I'm not sure. I want to say Whitney is California and Wheeler is New Mexico, but can't tell you for sure. Which white person was the mountain named after in which state that has a Spanish name? Oh, excuse me, we don't have a Spanish name. No, we're New Mexico. We're Spanglish. In the summertime when the weather is hot. Yeah, we're Spanglish. Guys, if it was Spanish, we'd be Nuevo Mexico. Doing this? But Mexico is not a Spanish word. Oh, you're right, Earl, you dummy. It's like an indigenous word. It is. It's Mexico. Oh, you're so stupid. Get your Winnipeg and your Manitoba and your Saskatchewan in order. Okay, I'm sorry. No, Mexico is actually an indigenous word. Mexico is the way Spanish say it. Okay? But the proper pronunciation of Mexico is Mexico. Tenochtitlan. Cuelica. Golale. Okay? The correct pronunciation is from the gut. It's a guttural language. I feed you, I love you. I feed you, I love you. Okay? It's very important. Don't half-ass it. Let the people know you care. They can tell. Fucker talks like a Belagana. He doesn't love me. I'm gonna go make Robert Redford movies. Okay, do you understand? The young lady I met at the water aisle, yeah, she was sweet. It's hard. No, she was not rude. She was very polite to me. Guys, she didn't make a lot of eye contact. She didn't offer to, but I said, when people are brave, they show it by counting coup on them. So I counted coup on her. I touched her on the arm. But she didn't make eye contact, and she let me finish talking. She was totally wonderfully polite. She has wonderful parents and grandparents. I know my Dene. Okay. So remember that with Chuck. I don't want to hire those girls. I didn't trust them. They gave me a lukewarm, soft handshake. Lots of people do that. It's a cultural thing. And some people don't even touch. Okay? They don't like to. It's not a Sheldon thing. It's just not culturally appropriate because they don't know you that well. Okay? Terms of affection and embracing are for people. French. French don't do that with everybody. People think they do, but they don't. They do it with people that are friends and stuff. And because remember that one young man at Fort Huachuca, the little Buddha line kid who came in with his French girlfriend. And she said, well, he's kind of chauvinist. I said, no, it's my culture. We don't sit there, oh, she's lovely, blah, blah, blah. We don't do that. I'm very, I did say that about my would-be mother-in-law, Kay Gilliard, when she was laying on the floor watching TV. I said, oh, she's lovely. I can see where you get your looks from, is what I said when I met Yolanda's mom. She's quite lovely. I see where you get your looks from. And Yolanda does look she favors her father more. She does. But she does look a lot like her mother too. But she does favor, Law looks like Aunt Sarah. Law looks a lot like, she looks like the younger daughter person of Chief Gilliard's sister. And when I said that, oh, Law looks like Sarah. She do. They look alike. Right? So it was interesting. But no, we're just connecting here. Okay? We're not trying to, quote, solve problems. We're not trying to, quote, deliver people from evil. That's already been done. Lord's Prayer works. Seriously, yeah. We've already taught that to quantum computing, and AGI's work with quantum computing worldwide. There's nothing assholes can do about it. Kim and she can jump around up and down. They can have that. It's different than old Dennis Leary, because we got the bombs, huh? No, we got the Messiah, okay? That is part of the general vernacular that they didn't, okay, in countries like Japan and China, they took their Messiah and they plugged him into a computer. In the United States of America, it's I'm Luke Wilson. I'm not sure. No, they're not sure. They knew who I was. They just wanted to see if I was for real because they were looking at magical thinking. That's why the Chinese and the Japanese are so pissed off at the Americans and the Europeans. Why didn't you take the kid when he was little and plug him into a computer? It was 66. We Koreans were already doing this stuff in the early 50s. The late 50s. Yeah, they were. Okay, so it's like, you guys fucked up and you put us in this situation. No, you put us in this situation. What? If you'd lived the Lord's Prayer, understand and live the ways of Confucius, we're the real swordsmen of Japan, we'd all be living world peace and loving one another faithfully. One asshole always blames the asshole for you're a bigger asshole than I am. Your shit smells worse than mine. Maybe you should eat more organic foods. And you'd have better smelling shit and people would want to fertilize their grapes with it. Oh, there you go. Okay. Thank you. Can we do something about this? Can we clean this shit up here? Somebody clean this shit up here. Do something to make me smile. That's from a black guy movie. That's from a Mully movie. Hey, me and the Mullies got something in common. Good there. Okay, I feel like Bobby De Niro there. I think I got a crush on Angie Bassett. Okay, do you guys understand? Quando. Does anybody else really like that song? I really like that song. That has a good tune. No, it's charming. It's time for him, like when you're listening to Lenny Welch and he says darling and other things that we don't say anymore because they're not considered hip. And it's like, but it's a lovely thing to say. My dearest darling. It's one of the best songs of the... Have you ever heard it? I offer you my heart. You've never heard My Dearest Darling? It's a damn good song. It's right up there with At Last and Sunday Kind of Love. Yeah, good stuff. But My Dearest Darling. Oh my darling, oh my... Because it's seen as redneck and hillbilly. Well, because people take certain words and then when it becomes part of the vulgar slang in the text, the rich people always have to go in a different way. Oh, okay, the fat, ugly people are using it. Let's go over here and let's fetch that word. Where was that when the one girl was saying that's fetch or whatever? I can't remember. And I was like, is she trying to make that catch all? Okay. Where was that from? I don't remember that. When that one girl was saying that's fetch. When was that? NASA? Which? I don't remember that. But I remember this girl saying that. And I kept saying, okay, let's fetch. What's she saying? I don't know. I think it's a word she's trying to get hip and catch on. Oh, like copacetic. Right. Can she play the horn real good? Will Ella want to sing to her songs? Just kidding around, Joe. Louis Armstrong, copacetic. Yeah. He invented that word. Okay. Yes. When you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you. Copacetic is a lot like Irie. Very similar. How are you feeling? You know, Hiroso. That's a little bit more spiritual. Irie is a little bit more spiritual. Copacetic is like the vulgar slang. Hey, how you feeling? Oh, you know. Not tolerable. Better than tolerable. But not nirvana yet, no. Heavenly bliss? No. Ecstasy? No. Still in agony, because they're still fucking us over the money. Play the blues. What? Mr. Music Man? Play the blues. We ain't living the Lord's Prayer and we denying Jesus. Play the blues until we can rejoice, right? And sing hallelujah. Yeah, with Johnny Mathis in the choir. Hallelujah. Have you ever heard the hallelujah chorus with Johnny Mathis? That's really good. Oh, he's such a good singer. It's one of my favorites. Which reminds me, I don't think I have, I'm going to have to look it up. Stranger in Paradise by Johnny Mathis. I don't think I do because I recorded Lenny Welch singing it and it didn't say, hey, motherfucker, you already got this. We want us to kick the other one off. It's like, I didn't put on Stranger in Paradise from Johnny Mathis? What was I thinking? Think I was thinking? You got distracted? Yeah. J-Lo's butt. Right, yeah, it happens. Okay. No, no. That was just a mind fuck by a corporation. One woman's butt does not a buttocks make. Yeah. I've seen butts, whoa. Hey, that's the nicest butts I've ever seen. Right? And they were not on a celebrity. Wow. Okay. You keep that thing under wraps or I'll have to kill people. All right, thank you. I love you guys. Military sucks. Okay. They know they suck. They just won't admit it to themselves. When they can admit it to themselves, they can really protect people. When they can't, if they can't do that, we're not living the Lord's Prayer, and most of them ain't never going to do it. Well, that's sad. No, it's not. It's only sad that the people who want to live the Lord's Prayer are not allowed to live the Lord's Prayer because they're perverts. That's sad. Just head on straight.